Hello everyone and welcome to the channel Bully Kid. Thanks for tuning in. On today's video we are going to be replacing the rear sway bar Endlinks on this 2007 Honda Civic LX. The reason we're replacing these things is because they're clunking, they're no good. After being stanced and lowered multiple times, these things have seen better days. These are the original sway bar Endlinks. The chassis has about 78,000 miles on it, so they did pretty good, but it's time to replace them with the DLZ chassis parts. Big shout out to DLZ for hooking it up for today's video. The rear sway bar Endlinks are located, one over here by the gas tank on the left side and one on the right side right next to the axle back. To remove these bolts you are going to need a socket to take this bolt out as well as this bolt out. Sometimes these can be a pain in the ass and you do need an Allen key to put in and then do the socket. Likewise, we're going to make sure sway bar bushings are doing okay. We might re-grease them as well. Alright guys, so as you can see we got the top bolt here, which I am going to be removing with a 14mm wrench sprocket. As you can see, we can remove it really well, but the inner shaft is still spinning, and that's a common problem with Endlinks. So we're going to use a T30 Torx to insert into the shaft. That way we can undo the bolt without the shaft spinning. Sometimes the inner shaft Torx might be different sizes and different specs, so just be aware of that. Now we're going to undo the bottom bolt. The bottom bolt was actually a little bit bigger than the top one, so this is a 17mm socket that we're using to undo the bottom one. As you can see to the left, the shaft is spinning, and that's the problem I described previously. So again, we are not going to be able to take this off completely until we insert the T30 Torx into the shaft. And as you guys can see, that helps tremendously. The shaft is no longer spinning and we're smoothly removing the bolt. Once that bolts are removed, you can wiggle out the sway bar Endlink, and also make sure you guys double check the sway bars. Just move it around a little bit, make sure nothing's loose, nothing's clunking, and if there's grease, you should be fine. And here we have the old sway bar Endlinks. As you guys can see, these things are toast. The boots are broken. This one looks like it's dry rotted and broken. It's just in really bad condition, and you know it's time to replace these things. Here's the other set. Again, same problem, boots are broken, and again keep in mind these are the original ones, so these are usually better quality than aftermarket ones. So they're in rough shape, so we're going to replace those with the brand new DLZ parts. And as you guys can see, wow, nice and clean. Bushing is healthy, nice and oiled. Everything looks to be in order. Here we compare the old ones to the new ones. As you guys can see, the new ones are much more appealing. They look a little bit beefier, so hopefully they will do the job and do it well. These are the part numbers I used for the sway bar Endlinks. And just to give you guys an example, this is an old sway bar Endlink, and I took the boot off, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like underneath the boot. It's just the ball joint. Grease obviously would be in the back of the fitting, and it just moves up and down with the motion of the suspension. As you can see, sometimes they have grease fittings in there. And I just wanted to also give you guys an example of how they work. So this is an example of a sway bar Endlink working in a front wheel drive car. As you turn left and right, it maintains that rigidity between the shock and the sway bar, helping with suspension, body travel, and turn and feedback. So it's very important these function properly to get the quality of steering and suspension precision. Alright, so let's get back inside under the car, reinstall the new sway bar Endlink into the locations that we need. Make sure you put in the locking nuts, one on top, one's gonna go on the bottom, of course. Snug them up at first, once you snug them up, you just want to torque them down, or just hand tight. Just don't overdo it because you might strip the bolts here. And for this application, I did not need to use the T30 Torx for the shaft because the shaft was not spinning during tightening. But in case it was spinning, you guys do have to use the T30 Torx. And here's the final product, guys. Installed, nice and tight. Wow, they look pretty good. Hopefully they can stay looking this good and performing well for plenty of miles to come. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the sway bar end link installation on a 2007 Civic.